Oh yeah, it's question time. Anybody that wants to ask questions can. I'll let some people get on and check it out as I make my granola cereal. Alright, remember, this is a questions time, so if you have any questions, make sure you guys are asking them. I'm going to make my granola real quick. Any questions? Any questions? Anybody? You can ask questions about training or diet. Either will work. Nobody had any questions yet? Oh man. Get my milk. Alright. I'll say something very important. The most important factor in losing weight, of course, is calorie deficit. So you have to eat less than you burn. The only real true way to make sure you do that is by, which is what I just did. See? Sorry about that. But yeah, I measure my food out. Even my milk, my granola, everything is perfectly measured out to a T. It's allowed me to up my calories to 3,200 calories. I have 400 grams of carbs a day, 102 grams of fat, about 165 grams of protein. I've been able to maintain my six-pack by staying at high calories. I plan to up it a little bit more and see how far I can push it. But it's measured out, everything, every day. Guess what? If you like cookies, Bill, you can have cookies as long as it fits within your calories. I personally would rather have chips and salsa, so I'm not gonna have that. But it is possible to have cookies. Shoot, you could have Ben and Jerry's if you wanted to. As long as you stayed within your calories, you'd be just fine. Teresa says Lynn and Larry's protein cookies. They're actually just as bad as regular cookies. Sorry, Terry. They're not that much better. The only difference is they have a little more protein. But they are very, very filling. So if you want to taste a cookie and actually have it fill you up, a Lynn and Larry's cookie is pretty good at filling you up. I think it has a lot of fiber in it, but yeah. Yes, it is a lot of macros, Gina. But it's measured out perfectly and it works for me. Everybody's different. Again, I upped mine from a 2,200 calorie when I was cutting to 3,200 slowly. So it went from 2,200 to about 2,400, from 2,400 to 2,900, from 2,900 to 3,200. So I upped it slowly. I made sure that I wasn't gaining weight at these calories before I did it. One thing you have to realize is it takes time to really figure out how far you can push it, or what your body is going to do or change when you add calories to it. So by my calculations, see you guys later. By my calculations, or by my FitnessPal's calculation, I should be at 2,900, which to me I thought could be kind of low. And there's some other calculators that are a little bit more, how you say it, a little more specific in your day-to-day activities. And that one told me 3,200. So that's what I went with. But again, it's very, very measured out. I mean, I am to a T every single day. I eat pretty similar. Always goes in my Fitness Pal. People, you say that it takes a long time. It really doesn't take that long of a time. It's just annoying at first. And usually people get annoyed, they quit doing things. So I tell people to suck it up for 2 or 3 weeks. I guarantee after 2 or 3 weeks of actually filling things out, measuring them, it gets really, really easy. It becomes a part of your daily routine. You don't have to worry about it. Brad, it's been a while before I move a gym to St. Louis. I got to at least open one more here in KC area before I do that. My cheat meals. Okay. So, my cheat meals, they're pretty glorious, I'm not going to lie. But I make sure that I save a lot of calories at night. So, like Saturday mornings, I work out. And I eat a banana and some peanut butter. Then my post-workout is usually just a banana and some chicken. Then I go to play sand volleyball, and then that's when I eat my cheat meal. So I'll eat my cheat meal again really late at night, but I also don't have a lot of calories till then. It's not a big deal because I make sure to save up enough calories. As well as my maintenance is more around 4,440 if I work out twice a day. So since I'm playing sand volleyball about 2 hours, usually what we do, then I up it to about 4,040, which again gives me a little bit more. But if you're not a person that can easily do that and calculate it, it may not be a good idea for you to change it based on your daily activities. You may just want to kind of keep it the same as you do every day. Then that's another thing that probably is a good thing to talk about. The reason why I put all my clients on the same calories every day rather than change it with their exercise. It's a lot easier if you're doing something consistently the same. It's harder when you're going up and down. You've got to change your calories, you got to add stuff, you got to take stuff away. So therefore, it's a lot easier if you're just eating close to the same thing every day. That makes it a lot smoother, easier transaction, and most people do a lot better. Now, if you want to change it with your exercise, that's great. You can go lower when you're not working out and higher when you are, but it just gets a little confusing for most people. I don't want to do it, so I can understand you not doing it. I only do it one day a week, and that's Saturday when I work out twice. Does it matter the time period of your intake? Absolutely, barely no. It really, for most people, won't affect them at all. The idea is most people aren't trying to be a bodybuilder, so they're not having to have everything be perfect. Most weight loss can occur with very, very few meals. 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day, 6 meals a day. It's all the same as long as your calories are the same. When you wake up at 6 a.m., you're going to burn the same amount of calories from 6 a.m. till 24 hours later till next 6 a.m. So it doesn't matter when you eat it because you're still going to burn 2,500 calories. So I wouldn't worry about the period. I mean, I even talked about that anabolic window that they came out with. If you're eating on a fasted state, or you're working out in a fasted state, then yeah, you could have some issues with the post-workout not being close enough to when you get done working out. But if you eat before, and usually people eat around 2 to 3 hours before, by the time you get to working out, you're actually just starting to really digest the food. So that food and nutrition is starting to go in your system around the time you're working out and even after. Therefore, that period where they say the anabolic window is kind of not a waste. It's just not as important as you think it is. I have not followed that very well. I wait an hour after I work out to eat. My post meal was actually not that big. A little bit of protein, a little bit of fats actually, only because I'm usually training from 4 to 4:45, and I train at class at 5, so the post meal is not just something quick. I have a bigger meal at night right before I go to bed, but again, the time period, unless you're a superb athlete working out 4 or 5 times, or it's not 4 or 5, working out 3 to 5 hours a day, that's going to be very, 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 not many people will be put in that category. Unless you're a bodybuilder going against some guy that's doing the perfect amount of food every day at every time to get the perfect amount of calories in and nutrition based around what he's doing. Yeah, I would suggest going with the worrying about the period of your food, worrying about the timing of your food, because you're going against someone who's doing everything perfect to get the perfect body, and you've got to match that. But most people, you really don't need it. If you're like an athlete, making sure you're eating a good amount of food before your workout is great, and after your workout is great, because you're based on performance. You're not based on fat loss. But recovery is huge with food. So if you're not eating enough, you're not going to recover enough. And so don't take those words if you're an athlete or a bodybuilder. You should be worried about timing. If you're just a regular client, I'm going to tell you right now not to worry about it. I've seen phenomenal results not worrying about it, eating whenever I want, really, as long as my calories stay the same. It worked out really well for me. The biggest thing that I noticed a change was my recovery when I upped my carbs. So again, I wouldn't worry too much about the timing of your food for now. Any other questions? It can be about training, it can be about nutrition, whatever you got. If it pertains to fitness, I'm gonna try to answer everybody's questions and eat while I'm doing it. No other questions? Not one? Alrighty. Well, if no one has any more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and head out, finish my food, take my daily shake, and then hit the bed so I can get up. What kind of product do you use in your hair? funny stuff. It's a really good product. It's probably the best product ever. If you hate water, suck it up. You don't get a choice. It's really easy. You just drink it. I do got one thing. A lot of people, and this kind of bothers me, is when they say, I can't eat that healthy because I like to enjoy my life and I like to enjoy my food. Well, guess what? People that smoke crack love crack. So, it's called self-control. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Just admit it. Don't say you gotta eat to enjoy your life, because you don't work to. Most people aren't working to enjoy life. They're working to make a means to live. So, and that's exactly the same thing as eating. You're eating for a means to live. You don't have to have all this bad food to have a good life, to enjoy it. In fact, a lot of good food tastes pretty good. You've just been, hitting the bad food so much that you've gotten used to the high amounts of salt and the high amounts of sugar. And it's just like a drug that's kind of got you, hooked. So, don't let anybody tell you, one, eating healthy is a bad thing, or you're giving up on so much, because you're really not. Once you start eating healthy, the other foods don't taste as good. They sit bad in your stomach. You feel tired. You feel lethargic. And anybody that says different, they're lying. I see it all the time. Tons of clients walk this door, and the better they eat, the better they feel. Again, I compare it just to crack. Crack probably feels great to the person smoking it. But it's called self-control. If you don't have it, that's the reason why you're not eating healthy. It's not easy to learn. It takes time. It takes, a couple months of building good, healthy habits before you break that habit. And that's okay. I don't expect anybody to turn cold turkey on bad food. It takes a while. It took me a while when I first started. But the truth is, if you say that you have to enjoy food because it's part of life, and excuse me, it's part of life to have and enjoy this phenomenal food they make that's really tons of calories and tons of stuff that really doesn't ingest well anyways, then you're really just lying. You just don't have the self-control not to do it. And so you make someone else feel bad because you feel bad because you ain't got self-control. Some people may hate that. Some people may like it, but it's the truth. If you got self-control, you'll eat good. If you don't, you won't. But I'm not putting you down for not having self-control. What I'm going to say is you should take it in consideration in changing your habits little by little and not cold turkey. And I guarantee if you persist with it and make it consistently, you will cut those cravings, you will feel better, you will go back to, or you will start eating healthier. And when you start eating healthier, it will totally change how you feel, how tired you are, how lethargic you are, your mental clarity gets better. Everything around nutrition helps a ton. The same with exercise. I've yet to hear anybody say, oh my gosh, I work out, I eat healthy, and I feel like crap. That doesn't happen. And there's a reason why. So, that's probably it for the day. Not very many questions, but maybe next time you guys will have more. Toodaloo!